you guys hear me? Start cheering now!
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Well, everyone's having a good night. We're going to get started here momentarily. I've got Mike Minotti and the mods. Hola.
Yo, what up? Does this breaks everything? I hope it does.
Let's see. Where's Mikey? Are you? Is that where you're going to sit? Let me fix you.
Yeah. Just like this. Sweet. If I can type.
All right. That's good. We test the music. Let me tweet. We'll get going, everybody. Hope everyone is settling in for a good week of video games and conversations and friends and backstabbings and existential crises. Crises? Right in my mouth, please. Right in my mouth,
Yeah.
please.
That's where I
Wow.
belong.
Okay.
That bombcast was graphic. Yeah, Jeff's got a problem. Jeff, you gotta clean it up.
That problem's name is Mike.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's not. Look, I was politely invited onto the show without any urging of myself, and
By the person in the mirror.
no, I
Talking
did.
about
I was. Hey, I asked
stuff.
you, and you're like, I'm playing Tachia. Tachia.
I was like, I
pronounce the
it's
silent
Chia.
It's,
Tachia. I know.
So,
I'm saying it's a.
I say Gia. It's Gia.
It's Chia.
Yeah, I know, but I'm white. All right.
That can't be you. That can't be your like defense for everything
Well,
you
it's
do.
not a defense, clearly.
That's the most
If
white
anything,
thing
it's
to
an
do.
accusation.
Yeah.
Or a sentence. All right. Video games on a
Yes.
podcast.
It's the magic words. Hey, what you gonna do? I'm white.
And then the next thing is, why'd you stab me? Because you're white.
Justified. Justifiable. I go buy freaking PlayStation Plus Premium so I can play these two old Ridge Racer games.
I found a really old documentary about Italians. It's really fucked up.
Like, what do you what about us?
They were like there was like this group of documentarists. They were like in, I think it was El Congo. Well, they were like in the middle of the revolution, and in El Congo they were like killing a bunch of white people, and then they captured them. And when they were about to get killed, they see the passport, and one of the guys says, "Oh, don't kill them! They'll kill them! They're not white. They're Italians." And that made me laugh.
I'm gonna have to use that.
All right. Okay. I think we are set up and ready to go. Mike, you good?
Yes, sir. Did you tweet?
I did. I just did. That's what I was actually doing. Okay. I'm going to count us in. Music's going to play, and you're going to whisk us away to a magical land of podcasts. Mike, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. In 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I'm a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, spicy, hot, messy Nintendo rumors, fantasy Nintendo spin-off games, and there will be other shenanigans. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I did the dishes.
That's nice. I made something like earlier yesterday and still haven't cleaned the pan out.
That rules. That's the way to live.
Yeah.
That's a good life.
It's kind of, it is, but it's also like I see it there and I feel a little bad about myself. But
Oh,
then
sure.
when
I'm
I don't
racked with
see
guilt
it,
constantly about the way I live, but it's still a
Yeah.
good way to live. It's a good way
when
to
I
go.
don't see it, it's great because then I
Yes.
don't have to clean it. Yeah. So that's fine. Hey, everybody, if you're watching live, we appreciate it. Please hit that thumbs up button. It helps when people find the show and makes us feel good about ourselves. If you're watching live, you can send in a super chat. We will read it on the air. It could be a question, a statement, something about our topic later, which is what is a Nintendo spin-off game you would like to see. So please do that. Jeff, we had some fun earlier today. I basically forced my way onto the Bombcast earlier. That was a good time.
Yeah, appreciate it. It was a good time. I had a lot of
Yeah.
fun on the Bombcast. It's been a couple of good episodes recently, and yeah, it was mostly, honestly, would not want anyone I know personally to listen to that episode, but everyone else should.
I saved Mirror's Edge by myself.
You did, yeah. You were on the show. You were on the Giant Bombcast, and of course, Andrew Sullivan. What's his name? Is that the name of the guy that runs EA these days?
Who knows?
The Australian slick guy that looks like a Bond villain was listening, like he always does every
Isn't it
week.
Andrew Wilson.
Andrew
Sullivan.
Wilson. What did I say?
Sullivan.
I don't know, Andrew Sullivan. He's a right wing
Just calling
correspondent.
everybody a right winger today. That's your go-to.
Well, I think Andrew Sullivan just is that, Mike. I think he just
Oh,
is.
well,
Who else
okay.
did I call right winger?
Jeff Bacalar. Although I think you meant it in some different context. I didn't understand.
Oh, yes, he is a right winger in the game of hockey, but also
I see.
very problematic too.
So problematic. Okay.
It's funny. But yeah, I forgot what we were talking about.
Mirror's Edge and how I saved it.
Yeah, that was good work, Mike. You yelled and they got scared. Normally, people get very entertained when you get mad. They didn't know. They thought,
They
oh
didn't
no,
know.
he's
To
mad.
them-
It's gonna be bad for us.
Yeah, to them, I just looked like a psychopath
Yes.
that they needed to appease.
So I guess for people who are listening to this and don't know what we're talking about, EA said they were going to delist Mirror's Edge and then a bunch of Battlefields from the digital stores, like all digital stores. They're basically going to stop selling them. Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, wherever. They have reversed that for Mirror's Edge specifically because their reasoning in the original blog post was, yeah, we're going to take these things, the online elements off these games. And everyone's like, what fucking online elements in Mirror's Edge? And it's like,
The
oh, some
leaderboard.
leaderboard stuff. And it's like, well, we could still play it. Why would you stop selling it? And so they're like, oh yeah, good point. It's kind of what happened.
I think
still,
it was just a mistake that they listed it there. You buy that? You think it was a mistake, or you think it was them retracting?
I think it's a combination of factors based on what I'm trying to what I've been able to track down. It sounds, here's what I'll say. It sounds messy. Just sounds messy. Sounds like when you got all these things, you got a lot of moving parts, and then also all these companies are trying to do more with less. These kinds of things probably could accidentally happen, but also, if there was not a backlash, they just would not have corrected the mistake, right? They would have just left it. So it's
Right.
both, I think.
Yeah, I bet there was absolutely people at EA who wanted to delist Mirror's Edge, and I
Yes.
bet just like us, there were people at EA who were like, "What are you talking about?
Yep.
Why would we do that?" And then, fun time. But sadly, Mirror's Edge is not on a Nintendo platform, so we're gonna have to move on and start talking about.
Yeah, it's weird. They
some
should just put
Nintendo.
Mirror's Edge on Switch. They should just
Yeah,
do
what
that.
the hell? It's great, man. We actually got a super chat here, which is about our first topic from Lost Boys Gaming, who said, "What are your thoughts on an F-Zero remake for Switch? Would even make sense, as the rumor suggests that Next Level Games would even develop it." Jeff, this is the rumor that's going around right now. Next Level Games is making a remaster of F-Zero GX, which is the GameCube one. GameCube remakes and remasters are sort of the hot thing right now. And I think we both had the same reaction when we saw this, Jeff, of cool, neat. Why would Next Level Games, the studio behind, Mario Strikers, Luigi's Mansion 3, games that are best known for their incredible animation work, why are they going to make a racing game? It doesn't really seem to play into their strengths, and let alone a remaster of a racing game. Why do you need them to remaster something like that? There's studios that specialize in remastering. There's a lot of studios that could do that kind of work. There's a lot of games I feel like only Next Level can do.
Yeah. I think the only way this makes sense is, and I think Antonioni in chat is saying this as well, and it's something that we
I didn't even know Next Level worked on Mario Kart 7, if that's true.
We eventually got to this on the Bombcast today when we were talking about it, but basically, if they have multiple teams inside the studio, which is according to the rumor, that's what's one of the things that's happening here, and one of the teams is working on another game, and one of the teams is working on this. If it works out that the other team that is working on the not F-Zero thing is the like really in-depth, big technology, animation heavy team, and they are taking on the next really big thing, and then there's a bunch of people sitting around that could use something to work on, not just to keep busy, but to keep sharp and to learn new tools and to make sure that they are like kind of keeping on the front lines of understanding what is expected of them. Well, why not throw a project like F-Zero at them? That's kind of it has to be something like that. It has to be a why not? If it's anything other than that, other than maybe Next Level being like, we have a really good idea for F-Zero and we want to get our hands deep into there because we want to like be the future developer of F-Zero going forward. We've convinced everyone and this is where we're starting. That's another possibility. That one I think is way more unlikely though. Again, just based on Next Level's history. Yeah, they almost, a lot of studios helped on Mario Kart, but still, it's just, it's.
I don't even know if they did, but Mario Kart 7 was mostly retro anyways.
Yes.
Yeah, but okay, then it's like, yeah, maybe Next Level wants to make an F-Zero. I know it's a little weird that they're going to remaster GX. Now, I said before that really all you need to do to make a quote unquote new F-Zero is remaster GX. It was such a good game. It still stands out really well. It still looks very good. If you just give that, you probably don't even have to give it as much attention as they gave to Metroid Prime, and that thing's going to be ready to soar just fine. But yeah, like and there's some elements where you can do that character work. F-Zero TV was kind of like the post race things that were really neat, and they kind of were these fun little video segments. So sure, that's something Next Level I bet could remake and have look really good. So maybe there it makes a little sense. But yeah, Sega was also like involved with that original one, so it's weird to not just get them to make it. Although, who are you going to get at Sega to make this? I suppose I don't know.
Sonic team, because it got to go fast.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's one of those things where like I would like that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not mad at this. It's just at first blush, it's like it takes me a second to like hash out how it makes sense. I think. And listen, we don't know. We have no idea if this is true.
To be clear, rumor. We're not verifying or anything. We don't know.
And I'm not even like saying I'm like buying into it. I'm just like trying to rationalize if this is true. How does it make sense? I think there are some angles where I can like sort of piece that together and make it work in my brain. But like when you do the taste test, the quick taste test, it's like, oh, that I don't know about that. That seems a little bit strange. Mostly that is, I think Next Level's efforts would be better served working on something else, something much more I mean, if you were gonna bring back a game that ran on that hardware, basically from that era, from around that era, why not do Next Level's Punch Out for the Wii and bring that to the Switch? F-Zero probably would sell a little bit better, I guess, than that.
Problematic stereotypes, maybe.
Yeah, probably. That's probably what it is, isn't it? These days,
might be that.
Yeah,
but there's still like you can still have them make the baseball game. I mean, you could have them make a new Punch Out, or they probably also are doing this, working on Luigi's Mansion 4, which
I bet that's
deal.
what the other team is working on. Yes.
Yeah.
Real quick, I did. Here's the F-Zero opening cutscene, and if Next Level like remakes these with their animation, all right, never mind, count me in. This would rule. I love.
It would rule again. Like those F-Zero TV segments would be a lot of fun. Yeah, look, they're fantastic. They do a very good job. And when I do think about how there's almost kind of more of these elements than I even remember, even though they're not necessarily in the game a whole lot, I would still be down for it. But you know what? Hey, give me that new F-Zero. Even if it's a remaster, whatever. I just want to be able to see like F-Zero on my Switch and not have it be an NSO game. Ooh, God, look at him getting into that Falcon.
It's real good stuff.
God, it's a good game. I'm excited. Yeah, GameCube fans just keep winning. So yeah, we'll hope for the best here. Well, we had another big rumor, Jeff, because people have been saying that Activision was working with Nintendo to make a Donkey Kong game in 2018. I think you know more about this. You want to talk about this?
Yeah, I'm like trying to remember like where exactly it originated from. I think it's Family Boards on there, and I mean it's a message board. You could take these or leave these. I'm like at this point, I'm like, oh, that's a curious possibility that I don't necessarily know if I believe, but with that caveat out of the way, basically the story is in 2016. Activision was working on a Donkey Kong game by having Vicarious Visions work on it. And if that sounds weird, I agree, but it's not weird when you consider Nintendo's worked with Ubisoft and like basically every Japanese publisher across the board. This is a thing they've done frequently. This would be new because it'd be Activision this time, which I'm trying to like.
And
yeah, go ahead.
it makes sense in the terms of you remade your Spyro game, remade your Crash games. Like, I guess get one of those teams to just make a Donkey Kong.
Right,
I
and
suppose.
Yeah, and like we saw, a lot of studios like these companies were looking for ways to make these studios make sense, and we saw eventually Square Enix was like, yeah, we're just going to have one of our studios go work on Perfect Dark for Microsoft, and it's like that. These things happen, and where they make these deals because we're not sure what we're going to do with you. In 2018, Vicarious Vision stopped working on Donkey Kong, and the game moved back to Nintendo Nintendo EPD Tokyo. Basically, the Mario team is what the rumor says, and Vicarious Visions got absorbed into Blizzard, and it no longer exists, and all that stuff. But apparently, Shigeru Miyamoto was really happy with the game, according to this rumor, and that's what they're working on next. There's so many reasons to just laugh this rumor like off the table, but again, I'm like, I can make it work in my head if I really try. I don't know if that's worth anything, but I can.
I mean, it does line up with some other rumors we heard before about the Mario team making a Donkey Kong game, and there was like some disagreements there over whether it was a 2D game or a 3D game. This would be a 3D game, right?
Yeah, that's the rumor. It would be a 3D game.
What I'd rather have, I guess.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, it's the right move. It's the one. I think it's the thing that could sell. Obviously, it would sell more because we've had the 2D Donkey Kong Country games and they sold okay. But I think if you put out a 3D Donkey Kong real game from the Mario team, I think that's probably going to do very well.
Right. I mean, look, let's be clear. It's the Mario Odyssey team. They made one of the best games ever. With their last big effort. This might make some sense too. Like, what have they been working on? We haven't heard about them much since, making Bowser's Fury. This could make a good amount of sense. I would like it. I would love to see like what their take on that could look like. They make it's like if you're gonna follow up Odyssey, I have so many questions about what you do next. I would like it if they just made an Odyssey too. But having to work with just different characters, a bit of a different vibe could sort of open up the creative juices a bit. I'd be into it. Now, again, we have no idea this is true. This one, for some reason, even though there's something really funny about seeing Activision, Nintendo, this one rings a bit more true to me than the F-Zero one for some reason.
Yeah, I'm like willing to buy this one again without knowing for sure. But it's like egg on my face later, whatever. That's no harm, no foul. I do like trying to like line up all the circumstantial evidence, and obviously there's the theme parks. There is Donkey Kong being a bit major player in the movies, but it's like they were working on Bowser's Fury, obviously, right? That was their follow-up, and then they just decided to like cut that project off, put it out as something much smaller as a bonus, and it's like, what was the timing on that? Does that line up with them like getting this other project in 2018? Be like, oh, we're gonna go work on this Donkey Kong game instead. So wrap up Bowser's Fury, put a bow on it, put it into a 3D world. I mean, obviously that was like
that's interesting.
Obviously, it would be a prototype at that time. It would take a long time to just get it into a product that you could put in there. I mean, again, circumstantial evidence is not real evidence, not really, but it's like it feels right.
Yeah, maybe. Like so much of 3D World is built around like very specific. Even Bowser's Fury is like built around the specific 3D World mechanics and items and like the Plessy. I don't know. Maybe that could be interesting. I do think that game was always meant to be the little sort of add-on to 3D World to help it sell just a little bit more. But maybe even then it made sense to have a smaller scope for that. Yeah, it's just plus it'd be weird if there was never a plan for Donkey Kong until like now for Switch, right? At some point they had to say, hey, we need something. Our teams are busy. Retro can't do this stuff anymore. We have to make them do Metroid Prime 4 or whatever else they were working on before that even. So yeah, let's look at this Crash Bandicoot remake. This is incredible. Maybe we could just ask Activision to help us out here. We're already working with Ubisoft. So yeah, that would explain why it's been so long since we've gotten a new Donkey Kong game, aside for just the port of Tropical Freeze.
Yep. And then, of course, it's almost certain we're just doing a hyenas on ourselves again. Just talking ourselves into believing something, which is, hey, we run a podcast. It's what we do here.
Yeah. Again, this is a rumor. The F-Zero thing is a rumor. They're both interesting. There's a lot of speculation to do right now because we don't have a great idea of Nintendo's future slate beyond, the Zelda and the Pikmin and some of that other stuff.
I mean, that baseball game's probably happening.
So.
Mario Baseball, Super Sluggers, or whatever. There's a couple other rumors that sound pretty plausible, but beyond those, it's like, the big stuff we're still waiting to get updates on.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Activision made that Donkey Kong amiibo for Skylanders. Look at that. Activision's worked on Donkey Kong before. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so they had existing relationships.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Jeff. Next thing here is the completionist has bought every Wii U and 3DS game in their eShops. Those have closed. We knew there was a window there. A lot of people were kind of freaking out about the preservation side of things. I haven't gotten to watch this video yet, but you did. So what's that like?
It's a good video. It is very, very secondhand frustrating. Every roadblock they encounter. I mean, just some of them, like you can only have 300 icons on a Wii U or a 3DS.
Cool.
So, and that's like, well, you can have as many menus, folders as you want, but the total number of icons that represent games you could have on any of these systems, 300, taps out. That's it. And then if you have to keep the rest in sort of like your archive. So if you're trying to download everything to have everything saved and stored, well, good luck. You can't do that, or you're gonna have to get multiple hard drives, which is what they did, or multiple SD cards, which is what they did. So it's like that was one hassle. But you can only have $250 in your Nintendo eShop wallet at any one time, and then it takes like 24 hours before you can recharge it again. So it's like, okay, that's means that we can only buy $250 worth of games every other day. And that's not a lot when you're looking at $23,000 worth of games. So it took them an entire year to do this. They also bought all the DLC. On the 3DS, there is no way to get DLC through the eShop directly. You have to go into the game
cool.
and then access a menu inside every specific game that has DLC. And some games, like a lot of the Fire Emblem games, will be like you have to play like 6 or 7 chapters before you can buy the DLC. And it's like New Super Mario Brothers 2. It's like you got to beat the first couple, or like the first world or something like that. Then you can buy the DLC.
Yeah, it's good to put roadblocks up for that kind of thing. You don't make it difficult to buy things.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like these are first party Nintendo games, right? It's like beyond bizarre, but also very Nintendo. Basically, what this video screams to me, I mean, he ends the video saying this was important to us because we care about preservation. A lot of these developers spend a lot of time to put something out in the world, and we want a thing that can like just capture that and keep it. We're going to donate these things to the Video Game History Foundation. What I took away from it is pirate all these games. Just at this point, that's the right way to do it because it's so much simpler. Nintendo has made it. If you wanted all of these games, if you want them all preserved, the right way to do it is piracy. That's what the video says to me, and that's Nintendo's fault. And they should have, going forward, they should really think about that. Now, of course, how many people are going to want to buy every game? Okay, yeah, but like at a certain point, we are going to want to preserve these things. And it turns out the easiest way, the right way to do it in terms of establishing a long-term library that's going to be easier to preserve, put it on fucking archive.org and let's move on.
Yeah, I don't have a moral problem with that, but I do know the Video Game History Foundation. I can't remember that's the name. I think that's right. I mean, they did say there were benefits to having like the actual.
Oh yeah, this is cool. This video was a worthwhile endeavor. Again, it shows the pains here. This is a good thing for the Video Game History Foundation to have. I'm speaking in like broader terms, what's right for the wider audience in terms of if you are a researcher and yeah, you could afford to travel to the Video Game History Foundation. There's a lot of benefits of doing that. Go do that. If you are a broke college kid trying to do a research paper on video games, the right answer is get your ass on archive.org, download them, and play them from our Library of Alexandria, which exists and is just called the internet.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you going to play Battlefield Bad Company 2 after December 8th, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
By the way, I do kind of want to get those now.
I'm like, they have co-op, right? Like that was a big thing in those games.
No, I don't know.
Like
about
maybe
that,
should,
actually. You would think.
before the online's gone, maybe we should play that.
Oh, there you go. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a good time. Let's see here. Last little thing here is that Splatoon 3 is getting a new Splatfest starting on April 1st. Which of these do you think is real? Nessie, aliens, or Bigfoot?
Aliens. I've seen it in theaters.
Yeah, I think it's another stupid Splatfest.
Wow. He's mad at everybody.
I guess, well, the only one of these things that are probably real or aliens, again, I don't know what version of this they mean. If they mean they're walking among us like X-Files aliens, then no. Like, where's my answer for it? This is all a bunch of pseudo bullshit.
This is Bupkis.
This is Bupkis is the word. So yeah, I mean, who actually? Yeah, I mean, look, maybe I know I'm not getting it. I understand I'm missing the point because people are gonna pick the Loch Ness Monster because they think it's cute or they like Plessy from Mario 3D World.
Bigfoot does those Jack Links commercials, so he's out there working.
Yeah, I don't like those. Those disturb me. But yes,
Sure.
so I don't know. It's. I just think there's a lot of interest. I think it's more fun when people actually are like really involved in their camp. That's why the Pokemon was fun because people like kind of had strong opinions about their favorite Pokemon and what type that is. So that's the one they're gonna go fight for. I don't think anybody really cares about Nessie versus Bigfoot versus the general concept of aliens.
Listen, the cryptozoologists out there are going to cancel you for this take, and I'm just going to stand back and let it happen.
Good. I'll take it. What team are you on then, Jeff?
Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot's fun.
I don't like Bigfoot. I think I don't like him, but monkeys always kind of upset me. So maybe that's part of it. They're kind of weird to me.
From chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I hate every ape I see.
I saw Planet of the Apes as a kid, and that it kind of was like scary.
Sure.
Maybe that's why. I guess I'll go with aliens, since again, they're the only ones that are like, depending on the context they're asking this question, real.
Okay, Mike, listen, I'll back you up on this. It is a little bit weird to have someone present to you a Splatfest. You'd be like, I need more information before I make my choice. What kind of aliens do you mean? And it's like, Mike, come on, just choose one. Let's go play a Splatfest.
No, there's just so many things you can do there. Like, what's your favorite pizza topping?
Listen, I'm not saying it's a good Splatfest.
Peppers.
It's clearly not a good Splatfest. You're right. But
there's
also
been a lot of not good Splatfests this time around.
Okay, they're bad at Splatfest. We can say it here.
They're bad at it.
Yep.
They shouldn't be. Like, I'm probably not going to play the Splatfest. Like, I don't care. So, well, there.
I could go for some Splatoon, though. I might play some.
Now you're bad at it. You'll play for a bit and get mad.
No, I'm pretty good until then. Whenever I play anyone online, now it's like I do get destroyed. Damn kids.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jeff. I didn't mean that.
It's easy to set him off when he's talking about something he's passionate about, like Splatfest.
Exactly. All right. Well, you know what, Jeff? That's it for our news topics. Do you want to read some super chats now, and then we'll take a break? We did get a few. We read that first one, I know.
Yeah. Just got a couple here. Shout out to Winter Gamer for the super chat. No message. Thank you so much. Brandon Martin said, hi, my favorite two dads with Resident Evil 4 Remake coming out this week. How would you feel if Capcom remade Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 1 in the fantastic the Reach for the Moon engine? Listen, I am all for whatever they want to do at this point. I'm kind of like, yeah, you guys get a pass, especially with Resident Evil 4 seeming to be as good as it is.
I was actually kind of excited to bring this up because whenever people talk about what's next, I feel like a lot of times people don't bring up Resident Evil 0 as a possibility. People kind of forget that one. They talk about 5 or they talk about Code Veronica right now. But 0 is a possibility because especially if you also want to remake 1, you can kind of do those sort of back-to-back like. I think that'd be pretty cool. 0 is a neat concept. It had some problems, just like some basic design problems that I think
no one seems to like 0. I've never played it. I was like excited about it because I loved 1, a remake, and 4, and then everyone seemed to hate 0.
I mean, hate's strong. It's like an 8 out of 10 for a lot of people, I think. Which I mean, it's better than like 6, right?
I don't know if I believe you, but I could be wrong. I'm
really? You think what? Wait, what do you think the Metacritic score for Resident Evil 0 is?
I guess I don't know if I don't know the Metacritic. I don't
think people hate Resident Evil 0.
I thought people hated Resident Evil 0. Again, I could be wrong. That's me just going off.
You're wrong.
Going off vibes. I'm not saying it's as bad as Resident Evil 6. Okay, maybe it's like a very forgettable 7 is what it is.
Maybe that still seems a little harsh to me.
All
Now,
right,
but,
and the first person in chat to talk about it says Mike is right. Zero's a solid game. Okay, I love it. That's actually exciting to me because I've always wanted to go back and play it.
yeah. Now Sean's saying a lot of fans dislike Zero.
That's what I thought, but again, I'm not the
I don't
expert
know.
here.
Well, look, so hey, what the hell? I mean, a lot of fans dislike 6. I bet it still probably had a better place to people's hearts than Resident Evil 6 did. So,
Mhm.
so we'll see. But I mean, 1 also. I like that recent Resident Evil 1 remake. The GameCube Resident Evil 1 remake a lot still. But hey, you know what? That version will always be there. Go ahead, you could remake it again now and make it
why not?
a lot more like Resident Evil 2 remake. That'd be cool. But I mean, I do still think Code Veronica needs to happen. I think it'll be really disappointing if we're doing this string of great Resident Evil remakes and they just completely gloss over that one, just because like they didn't give it a number back then for whatever reason that was. I think at some point it was going to be Resident Evil 3 even, and then Resident Evil 3 became Resident Evil 3 or what have you. So that'd be weird, especially because like that actually has important story beats in that sort of bigger Wesker saga. And it'll be weird if you just get to Resident Evil 5, which is like story-wise more of a sequel to Code Veronica than it is to Resident Evil 4, and you just kind of don't have any of that context. It'd be pretty weird. You feel kind of bad that like Resident Evil 4, this famous GameCube game, is getting this big remake, and it's going to be on everything but Switch. I understand why it's not on Switch, but there's something sort of what's the opposite of poetic? It's not poetry.
It's
like country music.
It's punitive. It's like country music, the opposite of poetry.
Yeah, exactly. I think that made a lot of sense actually.
Yeah, I'm laughing. I kind of, but not really. To me, this is still a GameCube game. Like, we're gonna get this thing, and Resident Evil 4 to me will still be a GameCube game. And when everyone's celebrating, be like, yeah, you like a GameCube game. In your face, you idiots. You should have been there back in the day with me when I was there. But I'll keep that to myself mostly. But it stinks. Of course it stinks. Ideally, this would be on a Nintendo platform. I guess I don't need the cloud streaming version though. So,
yeah, which we might get.
Hopefully we just we get a new Switch follow up and it could just run this game, and that'd be great.
That'd
Reach
be
for the Moon
pretty cool.
engine is very powerful, and I'm gonna keep calling it the Reach for the Moon engine. I don't care what anyone says.
That'd be a cool launch game for the next Switch.
Exactly.
Like, hey, look, we've ported over Resident Evil 4 remake, and look how it's running at 60 frames per second.
Elden Ring,
that would rule.
And you got like a pretty good kickoff there. Whatever Nintendo has, there you're good to go.
Yep, exactly. Any more super chats?
Yeah, let's see here. We have a few more. El Grug, Ohio isn't real. Prove me wrong. No, I can't do it. I don't know, man.
Am I real?
I don't know. I can't prove it.
How can I prove my own existence, Jeff?
I don't know if you can. That's
we
one
are
of those
only
things.
ever ourselves.
Infernal Tim 1 says, I live in Ohio, therefore it's real. I hope. Again, it's just that's just a sentence on the internet. I don't know. I can't. What do I do with it?
Somebody tried to turn like Ohio or like the entire U.S. map into an MMO map, like where the starting zones would be for different things, and I got mad that Ohio wasn't one, and then I realized, that's because Ohio is endgame content, of course.
Oh, of course, there you go. Yes,
that makes a lot more sense.
And then the Uncharted Wolf opinions on Conker's Bad Fur Day. I played it and I was excited about it a long time before it came out. And then it was like, this Pooh song is okay, and that's about it. I don't even remember how it felt to play, really. I just remember that the humor was mostly, even at that age, whatever I was, like 13 maybe? Even at that age, it was like, this isn't doing it for me, really.
You're probably a bit older than that because this was a late Nintendo 64 game. Okay. I may have been like 13 or 14.
Okay, then I was probably like, 16, 17, 18, I don't know.
I didn't like it, but I was... I was still like just full on not, even though I was like at that age where a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm like over Disney. I'm not a baby anymore. This thing where they like say hell and damn and there's like boobs on this flower is cool. I think I was kind of like, we didn't have the word cringe yet, but I felt that a little bit. I was not a giant Rare guy back then. I know the 64 Rare games were a big deal, but I didn't even like Banjo-Kazooie until I was much older. But if I played it today, I find things about it that I would enjoy. But back when it came out, I was not really into Conker's Bad Fur Day or its remake on the Xbox.
Yeah, I definitely didn't hate it, but I just remember like, oh, this is very British toilet humor, and it's like I don't know. At that point I was kind of hoping it'd be funnier than it was.
There's a lot of like, haha, he's throwing up. Oh, this guy's taking a shit. Look at the shit come out.
And now the shit is singing. It has a corn for a tooth, and it's like I get it.
I did like the Great Mighty Pooh. I thought that
Me
was
too.
pretty good,
Yeah, the Great Mighty Pooh is a highlight for me. Absolutely.
There's like the weird Saving Private Ryan level, and the people are just getting like shot and stuff. Like, this is just kind of making me feel weird, actually.
There's some moments, exactly. And again, do not hate it at all. I just wanted it to be even funnier. That's all. Any other super chats? One last look. I think that does it.
Keep telling people we will read them before the end of the show. But why don't we take a little break for now, Jeff?
Yeah. If everyone hit the thumbs up button. So when we come back, we have 100. I appreciate that.
Do it, or else I'll hurt Jeff.
All right. Be right back, everybody. All right. There we go. No Manscaped ad on Nintendogs this week.
Okay.
So we can come back whenever you're ready.
Yep, I am ready. I don't have to go potty.
Okay.
And we are back. Jeff, our topic this week is about spin-offs games. We recently had that Bayonetta Origins. There's been a lot of Nintendo spin-off games in the past. Characters like Donkey Kong and Yoshi, starting off as sort of Mario things and then getting their own series. Have you ever kind of thought about this? Like, was there a Nintendo spin-off that you would want? We've talked about some of these in sort of our own different ways before, like that Wario and Waluigi beat 'em up that I dreamed about.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I don't know if there's anything else you're thinking about.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I think a Wario, like WarioWare business sim would be pretty fun instead of just playing all the micro games, actually like running the business that makes the games. I think that could be very fun. I think honestly a lot of the characters from WarioWare having their own games, and a lot of those could be like very weird and strange. That would be cool. But
Ashley especially, I don't know why. I always thought that was a character that seemed like it could be bigger than WarioWare.
Yeah, there's like a lot of like really appealing characters there. But I don't know. For Mike, I'm pretty simple. I kind of like, just take kind of what they've already done this a little bit. Like take some of the characters from like a 1080 and then just keep putting them in other extreme sports stuffs, or like a rally racer from Nintendo with those characters. I would like that kind of stuff. I don't know. I miss that era of N64 extreme sports games from Nintendo so much that I kind of like craving one of those and just keep. And they wouldn't just have to be snowboarding, wave race, and Excite Bike over and over again. There's a bunch of other stuff they could do, and I would be very into that.
I have always wanted. I feel like I bring up Gino from Mario RPG a lot, but I just always really liked that character. I thought that character had a cool design, and I always thought the idea of him getting his own game would have been really cool. Saying a third-person shooter sounds ridiculous, but like he shot a lot of like finger and hand lasers and stuff like that. Give it a lot of RPG elements, I guess. But yeah, there's a way you have your Mario third-person shooter kind of a thing. Now, in tone and stuff, a lot like Splatoon. I don't, want it to be gritty or anything like that. It could be
like Astro Boy. I mean, he's basically Astro Boy.
He's basically Astro Boy. Yeah, a lot of hand shooting things, and that special ability where he just drops a giant star on people. God, I love Gino. Mm-hmm. Gino rules. So, yeah, that would be the one I would want. Let's read this super chat we got here from Rigo Romero, since it was he's a member. Let's read that, and then we'll see what our community has to say about this topic, Jeff.
Rigo says, "Hey dogs, do you see Nintendo starting a new branch that just deals with entertainment, like the parks, movies, and shows?" I'm like trying to replace this. Didn't they acquire like a Nintendo Studios thing or something like that? Or I feel like that happened.
I'm also surprised that they don't have one already. Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to place that, but it's like I think they are making moves to make that happen. I'm sorry I can't place the exact details on that though, but I vaguely remember something like that happening in the last year or so.
We got one more here from Burrito.
Maybe it's an animation company. That sounds right. Yeah, Dark Gritty. Yeah, maybe it was an animation company, but it's like they had like strong ties. Yeah, is it Nintendo Pictures? We'll look it up. We'll figure out exactly what it is. But yeah, let's move on for now.
Got one more from Burrito. We may as well read here real quick.
Oh yeah, let me get that. Hey dogs, had a garbage day at work. Can I get a big woof?
Woof, 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 woof.
Thanks for tuning in, Burrito. Hang out with us now. You're safe. You're on our arms.
You're safe now. I won't even talk about the sex shop here like I did on Bombcast. You're safe.
We're gonna protect your precious ears.
All right, let's see what the community had to say about Nintendo spin-offs here. Casual says, I'd like a Mario Golf in the Sid Meier's Sim Golf vein, making the courses, designing the clubhouse, and choosing the greenery. The caddy is a chain chomp. Bring in the composer behind Neo Geo Turf Masters, and you got yourself a goat. Did they really only ever make that one Sim Golf? Because that was a fun game.
I've never heard of another one. Did they ever make another Neo Geo Turf Masters either?
I don't know. That's weird too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend just ask me, like, what are like the good video game golf games aside from like the cartoon ones? And I was like, well, there's like people like the Tiger Wood games from kind of like the 05, 06 era.
04, I think, is the one that people really
Is that what people
talk
really
about.
like?
Yeah, probably 05 as well. But I don't know. The new 2K games are pretty good. There's monetization and stuff, but yeah.
It's hard to like pinpoint to any of them. Be like, this is the one that people talk about in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did bring up like Neo Geo Turf Masters. Still rules quite a lot actually. Man, now I kind of want to. I haven't thought about sim golf in a little bit, but gosh, that'd be kind of fun. Next one here is from Nintendo Bros. Says Metroid Marble Madness. That would be incredible. Actually, we can get Mark Cerny to work on it, and he can roll our eyes at us when we talk to him about Marble Madness.
Yep.
It'll be fine. We'll talk about Knack if you prefer. And he'd be like, yes, please.
Yes, that perks him up for sure.
Yeah. Metroid Prime Pinball rules. I kind of want to play that again. I got to bust out a 3DS or DS just so I can give that one another go.
I like the idea of Metroid Marble Madness a lot, though.
Yeah, that's cute. The Achara Wolf says, definitely not a Pokemon dating sim. Ooh woo. Then he has a picture of Vaporeon. So that's disgusting. Dan Park says, I know, it's upsetting. We'll move on, Jeff. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Don't give him attention.
Yep, you're right.
Dan Park says, make it fully realized Donkey Kong shooter. DK64 tried for third person. Banjo-Kazooie tried first person. But what if it was a Metal Slug style shooter
that's cool.
instead? Isn't it true that the story is that when they first gave Donkey Kong and them guns in Donkey Kong 64, they weren't just guns. Like Miyamoto had to be like, look, at least make them look like they're made out of wood or something.
Right, just like World War II, like an M2 rifle or something. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's like had a shotgun.
Yeah.
Like, okay, come on.
It's like, guys, listen, we get it, but come on.
Yeah, we get it. It's 1998 or 1999, what have you. But beefy, one of my topics, like, yeah, it's right after Columbine. We get it. Guns are in. No, that doesn't make any sense. Guns are hell. God. Beefhammer says, my old idea of a Pokemon kart racer is still up for grabs. Pokemon, let's go cruising.
Oh, I like that.
We've had one Pokemon racing game. It was that early DS game, Pokemon Dash, and you had to rub your screen the entire time, and it was terrible. So I bet we could give it another try and probably come up with something better than that.
Yeah, just get the Sonic R engine and go. There you go.
There you go. Sonic R. Ooh, now you make you think about Sonic and God, I hate this name. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, which that Lego game we might be hearing about soon sounds like it's going to be like that, and I'm excited. Let's go. Dan likes everything. Says, I'd like a Legend of Zelda town sim, some kind of mix of Animal Crossing, Moonlighter, and SimCity, where you are tasked with rebuilding Hyrule after the events of Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom. You can work on the micro level, like Animal Crossing, establishing a small town and inviting new people to move in. Then switch to the macro, where you're establishing trade routes and managing the entire kingdom. You'd also be able to explore ruins or take on bokoblin camps in the style of 2D Zeldas. Man, that's not a bad idea at all. Like, even if it was just, you could like mix in that 2D Zelda thing with some of that. You have yourself like an ActRaiser style game.
Yeah, exactly. That could be very cool.
Just call the game Kokoro. God, no, maybe not, because that name's so hard to say. Kokiro Village. What the hell they call that?
Kokiro Village. It's what I want to say now, but that also feels wrong.
Too many vowels.
Yeah.
Too many vowels. That's a good idea. I like that one, Dan. MonkeyBot 9K says a Streets of Rage like beat 'em up starring Captain Falcon and other F-Zero pilots could be interesting. He has very distinct moves. In fact, he always wants to show me his moves. Actually, Jeff, every time I'm playing Smash Brothers, he's like, "Show me your moves." And the F-Zero setting lends itself for some cool cyberpunk night cityscapes. Now, I know we like our Wario and Waluigi beat 'em up. This is also a really good idea.
Yes.
Captain Falcon actually has a lot of really fun looking like punches and kicks and stuff in Smash Brothers. The Falcon Punch, the knee.
Yeah,
all that good
I
stuff.
want a game set in that city as well so much. MonkeyBot. That's something I've always dreamed of.
Right.
I mean, we showed the FMV earlier. Like, it's just great watching, Captain Falcon walk through that city and with all those like other creatures and characters. So yeah, it's a good call.
Right. I mean, because it has a bit of that cyberpunk element. Now,
Kakariko. Yes, there it
yes,
is. That is.
Streets of Rage is just straight up like, punk, but it still has that like night in the city with all the neon vibe. It's sort of a similar thing. So yeah, basically just make a Streets of Rage 4 like with F-Zero, and that'd be great. There's a lot of fun characters there.
Yeah,
too.
a ton.
Yeah.
It's basically the game's basically done. You just got to add a combat
you
system.
did it. The conceptual part is all thought out.
Yep.
Just go. Let's see. Chaos Buckaroo said anything from Kid Icarus in the style of the anime shorts. Sorry, something just got in my throat. A lighthearted
You mean to read this one? I can do it. A lighthearted RPG is the first thing that comes to mind. Or a rhythm game featuring Palutena. Listen, we don't need you anymore.
Was that about Palutena?
Yeah.
What about
A rhythm game?
Palutena?
A rhythm game featuring Palutena.
I want a game like that one you showed on Giant Bombcast, like Palutena with Palutena in it.
What did I do?
Sex one. What was it called?
Oh, Scarlet Maiden?
Yeah, I want a game where you have sex with the character Palutena.
Yeah. I mean, I know that. I knew this about you.
There's their spinoff.
Okay. Would have been great.
It could be a lighthearted RPG, sure.
Yeah, that's very lighthearted.
All right, we did it. Just call the game Mommy Dommy. Bayleaf Moon says, I have mentioned it before, but I would go crazy for Xenoblade Warriors. It is the perfect fit for the spinoff with so many characters that have unique weapons that play differently. And if they use the Xenoblade 3 tech, like they use Breath of the Wild tech for Age of Calamity, it would be such an impressive game. That makes a good amount of sense. I could see this one actually happening.
Yeah, but I still want Super Mario Brothers Warriors more. Give me the Super Mario Muso.
Yeah, well, you heard that rumor that one time, and it's probably not true. But that was incredible.
But it was just like such a fun one. Like, yeah.
Did people not like Age of Calamity? That one sure did come and go pretty fast, huh?
I don't know. Nintendo creators on YouTube seem to like it, but I don't know.
Okay. Did they do the thing like they did in the other Zelda Muso, where they just added in that one like ridiculous again mommy Tommy like evil character witch lady with the insane cleavage? That always helps your Muso game.
I'm gonna bet that there's a mommy Dommy in a Muso game. Yeah.
Okay. Velocity Prime says Wario and Waluigi Superstar Saga. The notorious duo must battle their way through a variety of exotic and exciting locales in this fast-paced action RPG.
Yeah, give me that.
Yeah, I mean, it rules. Now, the question is, like, who makes it? But granted, there's probably a lot of indie studios that you could reach out to. I don't know why they did that one time and never again. But, yep, that would rule. That would be some... I mean, tell you what, they definitely should have done that when they were making their 5th Mario and Luigi game instead of making their 5th Mario and Luigi game.
Yes, or remastering, like a bunch of other ones, yeah. And making them look worse.
Yes, make them just look worse. Like, no, don't play those versions, actually.
Yep.
Pink says, Waluigi World Wrestling. I want a wrestling game with Nintendo characters so badly. Now I'm angry that this will never happen. We came so close to getting that wrestling Mario game from Next Level, right? Level. They wanted to make one.
Yep, they were working on one. Yep.
That would have been incredible. And, we're talking about that new WWE game, and it's good, but you kind of like wish it was a bit more arcadey. Guess what? I bet that the Mario wrestling game would be pretty arcadey.
Yep. From Next Level, definitely.
A lot of Wario and Waluigi's here. Man, a Waluigi game has to happen sometime in our lifetimes, right?
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I would hope so.
Yeah, but it might not be a big thing, or might not be any good, but I think it'll happen.
Teach QC says, Sons of the Poke Forest. Wash up on an island occupied by a tribal cult who seem to worship/fear mysterious and violent Pokemonsters. Over time, you build up a base, explore the island, and unlock a means to control some of the monsters that roam about, with the general goal of trying to survive and find a way off the island. Now, I feel like this is referencing some other game.
Sons of the Forest.
I was like, is it just? Why do I not know Sons of the Forest?
I don't know. It's the biggest thing on Steam.
Biggest thing on Steam?
Well, one of the 5 biggest. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm out of touch. Finally happened.
It happened.
All right. Good. That's a neat idea though. I like it. The Traven says, give us an Oops All Side Quest Zelda spinoff. My favorite part of the Zelda games has always been the towns and overworld. I would love a relaxed version of this game that focused only on those components, like Majora's Mask, but even bigger towns and quests. I was about to say, Majora's Mask came close to that, but you still did have, like, the main goal and the dungeons and things like that. But
yeah, not a relaxed version at all.
I'm curious to know what you think Mr. Bowler here means by Yoshi's Island meets Turok.
You walk up to Yoshi in his bed and you fire a gun, the cerebral bore
His bed.
at Yoshi while he's sleeping. Yes. Yeah, I think that sounds like fantastic. No, I like Yoshi. This is whatever.
Wildfire Alex says it's probably already happened, but how about a full-blown Nintendo All-Star baseball game? Or
Nope.
basketball game,
There
excuse
it
me.
is.
Yep, thank you. I have baseball in my mind. I think that thing's happening right now, Japan versus US.
Oh,
Full
yeah,
court,
I'm going to put that on.
515. No, you have a podcast to do. So
I'll just put it in the background. I got the hockey game on.
Yeah,
I don't really.
Full court, 515, full 4 quarters. Would live to absolutely posterize Bowser as Link, Regina 3 with Waluigi while being defended by Kirby. There was one Mario basketball game. It was made by Square Enix, and it came out on the DS, 3DS, I think DS. So I would like to see a new take on that. I don't know
Yeah,
about
3-on-3 Mario hoops or something like that is what it's called.
Yeah, but he sounds like he wants almost more of like less of an arcade thing. He wants
Yes.
5-on-5, full 4 quarters. I'd rather it be more like NBA Jam and
Yes.
NBA Street. But hey,
The best thing about that 3-on-3 Mario hoops game is on the 1UP show, the two people that were discussing it were Luke Smith and Brian Intihar. Luke Smith now runs Bungie and is in charge of Destiny, and Brian Intihar is the creative director on the Spider-Man game. So it's like these two guys discussing this kind of pretty obscure Mario sports game for the DS, and they're just having this really good critical conversation about it. And then you can see like that's where they started and where they ended up. It's pretty cool.
just imagine, Jeff, what big video game franchises will be in charge of in 10 years.
You're gonna be in charge of World of War tanks.
Don't put that on me. Although they did send me some nice soap for Christmas.
Yeah, they
this
sent me
year.
a tabletop game that I've never opened. It just kind of sits over there. Yeah.
That's nice. Octo says, get the team that made Famicom Detective Club to collaborate with the Tingle Adventure game team and make a detective video game set in the Mario universe where you play as Wario doing his best/worst Columbo impression. Luigi gets murdered and his ghost joins you as a sidekick. The shit writes itself. Added some nightmare-fueled AI-generated art. This is AI. This is pretty good-looking AI art for a Wario as Columbo.
I like this.
See,
This
yeah.
this is good, but I do think I do think it should just be Tingle as Columbo. I like the idea of Tingle seems so out of his element there that I think that'd be even more fun for me.
Dr. Suss says, I think Splatoon is such an amazing concept for a game with its painting/movement mechanics. So I would love to see a Metroidvania style Splatoon where different types of paint, movement, weapons, subs, and specials were used to gate progression. It'd be neat if that was the single player of Splatoon 4. Like, as much as I like those campaigns, we've had a bunch of them now. I would like to see something a little bit different than the next one. I think making it more like one big world that you have to Metroidvania, you have to search action through.
Yeah,
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. That sounds fantastic to me. Give me that. That sounds great.
Let's see here now. Next one here is from Super Harmon. It says, someone already said Xenoblade Warriors. So barring that, a Xenoblade Tactics game or a Xenoblade/Fire Emblem crossover game in the spirit of Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Yeah, the weird thing with Tokyo Mirage Sessions, though, is that it's 95% a like SMT/Persona game with just the littlest bit of some Fire Emblem stuff thrown in there. Not very much of it.
You know, what a weird
I'd like to
thing.
see more of a 50-50 split. Yeah, it's like basically like Marth is there, but doesn't even really look like Marth. Yeah.
Morph.
Weird game that was fun enough, but God, that was forgettable.
Yeah.
Chuck, 1991 says, in the age of calamity, Zelda sends Impa on secret espionage missions to gather intel and take out members of the Yiga clan using experimental gadgets, including a Sheikah codec. In the finale, Zelda must carry out a mission herself, becoming her alter ego, Sheik, Hyrule Hitwoman, Sheikah Stealth action. Did somebody want to make a game where you played as Impa? Was that also a retro thing at some point?
Probably. Most of those things were retro, right?
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. But yeah, there was definitely a pitch involving Impa, like a younger version of Impa or something like that, or maybe like an ancestor.
Yeah, apparently that's a real thing. Yeah, retro did pitch that at one point, of course. Final Fantasy VII Sephiroth says Final Fantasy Tactics cross Fire Emblem with Yasumi Matsuno directing and with Intelligent Systems, the Fire Emblem Engage team as the main developer. It could be a prequel to Final Fantasy Tactics during the 50 Years' War, or alternatively a sequel / spiritual successor or an expanded remake. You got to make a new Final Fantasy Tactics at some point, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I think this is wrong for most people. Like, cool it with the story. Just get right into the tactics at least. Like,
well,
pretty
Final
quickly.
Fantasy Tactics, people really like the story.
I know they do. I know.
Tactics
I'm out of touch. I know.
You're not out of touch, Jeff. You just have a different opinion. That's wrong. That's different.
Yeah, fair. It sounds worse though.
It does. It does. Oh no, Leah says Yakuza, but with Mario characters. Look, I just need Waluigi running a cabaret club. Okay, don't judge me. That's not bad. I'm trying to think if there's like someone. Imagine if you played like a Yakuza game, but you really are like some like Yakuza grunt. So you're just a Koopa, right? You're just some
I like
Koopa.
that.
Yeah, he's like a goober, and you're playing as him. I would enjoy that. Wong GIFs says Hotel Dusk Cart. All your favorite Hotel Dusk characters, such as Carl and the angry receptionist, and an exciting kart racer with a hand-drawn art style reminiscent of Aha's Take on Me video. You must hold the Switch like a book somehow. I was about to say, I hope you still hold the Switch like a book.
That's really good.
That'd be hilarious.
I love that.
Actually. Oh man, there's like that sequel to Hotel Dusk that like didn't come out here, but it was in Europe and it was completely
it was titled
something.
like Surge, the Surge for more Surge or something like that.
Yeah, Surge Cola. I wonder if because I liked Hotel Dusk, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I like Hotel Dusk a lot.
Super Robo Joe said, "It's time. Let's get this over with. Super Wario Galaxy with the Wah Brothers. Corporate mechanics from the Wario GBA games, but make it 3D and get real weird with it. Cameos from the WarioWare crew. I'd also accept this in the style of Mario 3D World / Bowser's Fury." Barf. Yeah. Just give me something with Wario. I mean, I liked Mario or Wario World more than most people. I feel like I again started a movement, Jeff. I think I'm just really influential these days.
You are helping the reassessment of that game be sped up.
I think I agree, and people are coming around on it. Barf Spackle says a Mario Kart origin story, but you play as Toads in a Kerbal SP style vehicle constructor. Keep making prototype carts until Toad can do a lap that doesn't involve a fiery calamity like that. That's fun. I'm excited to watch Toads burn to death.
Yeah, me too. Or like, just have them get lost inside a thing that's like shooting off way too fast for you to catch or something. Yeah, I love that.
Fire! I'm here. Lazy Nickname said, I would love a Zelda Builders game, kind of like Dragon Quest Builders, but maybe a bit more serious and with some tower defense aspects. I think the universe with the way enemies are classed, the whole Knights of Hyrule thing, plus even the physics aspects of Breath of the Wild would make a very interesting game with this genre. I never played Dragon Quest Builders, but people like those a lot.
People like it a
probably
lot.
Should.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have both of them. I just never played them.
I agree with everything here. I hate tower defense games, actually, Jeff. I realized that back when they were a thing.
Yes,
I did not like them.
I definitely got into them at the time. I'm just like, well, okay, I had my fun with tower defense. It's time to move along now. And so when it pops up in games, I'm like, okay, all right. There was what was Assassin's Creed, not Brotherhood, but the one after that had tower defense stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the Revelations.
Yeah, that sounds right.
They tried to do one in even Monster Hunter Rise, and it sounds like they just got rid of that mode when they made Sunbreak. So yeah. I'm not a big fan of tower defense stuff. But I mean, if by tower defense you mean build defenses for towers, that's a little bit different than, there's like a line of enemies coming.
Right, and you got to sort of like build the pathway to make it like make them go as far out of the right way as possible. Yeah.
If you mean something like Star Fox Guard, no, thank you. The hit game. Keywork says Mario Sports Fishing, fish up cheeps, bloopers, fish bones using Sega bass fishing mechanics, easy. I'm actually kind of shocked that never happened. We never, why didn't we get a Mario fishing game?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like on the OG Game Boy, even, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it seems like the kind of thing that they would have just they would have been into. I don't know.
Yeah. Next one here is from Screaming Madden. The Waddle Dee Cafe minigame in Forgotten Land laid a great foundation for a hardcore arcade-style cooking game, such as Cook, Serve, Delicious. So I'd like to see a Kirby game where you work at Waddle Dee Cafe and cook the dishes from Kirby card cakes to new recipes such as Turdidi Duckkin at a rapid pace and serve those orders to perfection.
So that's
yeah,
a
just give me
that's a turkey stuffed with a King DDD stuffed with a duck. So
yes, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Not the order you would expect, but
yeah,
there it is.
I'm gonna have it for Thanksgiving this year. Sounds delicious.
Christian is saying every Monster Hunter game had the tower defense thing in the base version. I thought that was like the whole new feature of Monster Hunter Rise was that stupid monster rampage thing or
Was
whatever.
it in
they call
World?
it.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think it was in World, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see if anyone else can validate what Christian is saying or call him a liar. That'd be nice too. Screaming Madden says the Waddle Dee Cafe. Oh, never mind. We read that one. Laser Wolf says Hitman, but starring Waluigi. I'm sure Nintendo would be on board with that. Is there another character you would like to see murder people as a stealth assassin aside from Waluigi?
Yeah, Booster from Super Mario RPG.
Yes. Well, Booster is always your answer, but I do like it.
I think he's just funny in every situation, but especially as an assassin. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's saying Christian is a liar, so we did it. He says it's different in Rise, but the siege shit is in every game. Man, I didn't play a whole lot of Monster Hunters. I don't remember anything like the Rampage being in the other games, but that's all right. It's okay, Christian, that you're wrong.
No, he was
Next
wrong.
one-
He just straight up lied.
He's kind of a liar. Yeah. I don't. He's stumbling down on this. I don't know what he's talking about. But again, I think he's played more Monster than me. Maybe I should be gracious, but I still feel like
that's not your way.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck you, Christian. You're a wrong dummy. SpongeBob SquarePants, excuse me, says that take Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games, ditch the Sonic peeps, except Rouge,
of course,
flesh it out to a Winter Extreme Sports spinoff with a fleshed out career mode in the vein of the old Camelot sports RPGs.
Like it.
That's a banger right there. So it's just Rouge with winter sports. I mean, can we really have Rouge in a game where she has to cover up her chest cleavage? Though?
Oh no, she would be like one of those ladies. It's like just wearing the overalls and it's mostly unzipped. Yeah, it would be fine.
Okay, then
we're gonna be fine.
It.
All right, don't panic.
We will be fine. Jatrick Star says Luigi's Mansion is already a spinoff, so this is a spinoff of a spinoff. Luigi somehow ends up at yet another haunted mansion, and he shines his flashlight around and sees this blue and green van with the words Mystery Machine on it. Luigi and the Scooby Gang take on ghosts together.
That's a fun one.
You know, I have mixed feelings about Scooby-Doo, where sometimes I when I'm not watching Scooby-Doo, I think I don't like it. And then whenever it is actually on, I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty entertaining. But there's something about the idea of it, or perhaps its persistence. Scooby-Doo's been around so long. In a way, like I like Flintstones, and Flintstones doesn't get nearly as much like modern takes or some new directed DVD sequel thing, you know, but Scooby-Doo is just always here.
Yeah, I think Jetsons and Flintstones, I think, are pretty centered on American experience for the most part. They feel like very familiar to us. It's like, you know, Fred Flintstone had like a job, right? And he like went to an office and it just felt like very businessman in the 80s. And then Scooby-Doo is just this mystery 60s show, and it's got, you know, whatever the fuck it was 60s. Where it's like the Scooby-Doo has got this like global appeal. And so I just think it's pervasive and persistent.
Next one here is from Big Tony. He says, I just want more Mario sports titles, Mario football, Mario basketball, Mario hockey would be nice additions to the Switch. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with any of those. I would be happy with a hockey game that was just a lot like the recent Mario Strikers, and everyone can complain about its lack of content again or something.
Yep, give me that.
Let's see, next one here. Yeah, wait, did you say that Fred Flintstone worked in an office?
I don't know what am I imagining? Am I conflating it with the movie plot?
Well, the plot is that he got like a crooked raise or something and worked in an office, but he famously works in the slag pits or whatever. Yeah, on his brontosaurus.
Right. I don't. It's okay. I'm thinking, but I also said the Jetsons. Like Jetsons, he barely did anything in the office, but I mean, he had an office job, and then Fred had like a 9 to 5. They both had 9 to 5s, is what I meant.
That is true, actually. Yeah, fair enough. Actually, I think the Jetsons may not even been in 9 to 5 because it was the future or something. I forget. But yes, I get your point. I just like to point out when you're wrong, no matter how like small, no matter how
it's important. Keep me honest. Keep me miserable. That's what I need.
keep you miserable is my life's goal, Jeff. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next one here is from Lenny Cool Dick Denver, who says, "Hi Jeff and George from Florida. I kind of want an F-Zero fighter or brawler with GX and GP Legend. There are slightly over 40 characters, and it could be fun if they all start punching each other." Yeah, I'm sold on this F-Zero beat 'em up idea. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the characters already fit so well. You could just take their stats from their cars, apply it to them. It's a perfect 1-to-1 fit. No changes, no notes.
Next one is from Bench JC, who says, "A Mushroom Kingdom visual novel in an anime art style. You go around the Mushroom Kingdom befriending everyone in a slice of life adventure. And of course, there are romance options, except for the part, Jeff, where I can maybe romance Daisy. I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
Imagine a Zelda game where all you do is read and look at pictures. A Zelda game, a Mario game where all you do is read and look at pictures.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the visual novel guy anyhow, so I don't know. But I mean, listen, if Bench JC wants it, we got to make it for Bench JC.
Drewman says, "With the execution of the eShop schedule in 1 week," I keep forgetting when that's happening. In my mind, I already have it.
It's the 27th, I think.
Okay. I think back about my favorite
I
spin-off.
didn't correct you when you said it earlier, by the way.
You should have, see? Then there'd be more accurate information out there.
You're right.
Jeff.
You're right. You know what? I apologize. That's my bad.
I agree. You should. I think back about my favorite spinoff, which was Yoshi's Woolly World. I really like to see Nintendo take a creative chance like this with another character. Maybe give Luigi a shot at something other than a mansion game. Woolly World was a great concept and still a visually beautiful experience. Even now, Jeff, I shit on this game a lot, but like there are a lot of people who are like, "Oh, Woolly World was great. Crafted World was bad, but Woolly World was amazing." I could barely remember the difference between these two games. Well, I could barely remember anything about these two games, and I played through both of them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I tell you what, Crafted World puts me to sleep. It's real rough. Even the kids, I think, get kind of bored with it.
Yeah, but I mean, I believe people that Woolly World was better, but it still can't remember much. Jamie H1224 says, "I usually default to beat 'em ups whenever these kinds of questions pop up. So instead of a Breath of the Wild Champions beat 'em up, give me Kirby cross Overcooked with Cooking Mama elements. If for even more mashup fun, set it in the Luncheon Kingdom."
Sure,
I never played those Overcooked games. I remember like some kind of guide for Overcooked 2, I think was like the top story on Games Beat for years or something like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Overcooked is it's very fun. And I think this would be a cool fit. And I like that Luncheon Kingdom setting. Do more stuff in Luncheon Kingdom.
I did like the luncheon. You know what? There's too many like food worlds that are based around desserts. I'll just say it. I think it's a little passe, but just doing food in general was kind of a
right.
Cool
A big stew soup thing you go into.
Yeah. I like that. Ben Seven says, "Give me a turn-based RPG with characters from The Legend of Zelda or Fire Emblem or both." And it certainly feels like there was maybe a period there where they could have made a turn-based Zelda game and gotten away with it. These days it might be harder, but that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, it would have to be a throwback game made by an indie studio.
Yeah. Chrono Bound says, "If we can't get a new mainline custom Robo game, then we can at least dream of a custom Robo spinoff, PvP Kart Racer." Look, PvP Kart Racer's back.
Yeah, PvP Kart Racer.
What a stupid thing.
As opposed to the PvE kart racers out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you're not fighting the environment, you're fighting other players. They're not wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
War Rizzle says, "A Dota clone with the Mario characters." Remember when like all those Dota spin-offs were the thing? We had that Lord of the Rings one that they were pushing at that 1E3 pretty hard. There was that DC one.
There was an EA, just generic one that they never even really put out.
Yeah, and everyone was just like, "Yeah, we need to have our own." And they all quickly found out, oh, actually, everyone's just going to keep playing League of Legends and Dota 2. Oops.
It seems so obvious in hindsight, but I guess they didn't know.
Yeah, it's like, oh, no, we got Lord of the Rings in ours. What are you talking about? Batman's in this one. No one cared. Pablo Cost says, "Fire Emblem Honey Pop. Okay, bad idea. Maybe something like Link's Fishing Simulator." Pablo, the first idea was incredible. I don't know what you are talking about. How many more? I wonder, Jeff. I don't think it's impossible that within our lifetimes, maybe when we're very old, there will just be a Fire Emblem game with nipples in it.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I agree. I think it'll
Something to
be
strive for.
It'll be like, oh, there was a Fire Emblem spin-off series on HBO, and it's basically just nonstop fucking, and then we're gonna make the game based on that, like to circle back around, and it's just and there's just like one nipple in it, but yeah,
There's like the one nipple the one time. And It's like
Yeah.
a side view, but still it exists.
yeah, profile.
I mean, look, there's an official scene of Chun-Li showering with her tits just out there. So these things can't happen.
That's anime.
in the
That's
90s.
art.
That's art. That's the anime. We just gotta get back to the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Vision 49 says, give me a Zelda JRPG. Your party is led by Link, and you have 3 slots to fill with any combo of a Goron, Gerudo, Zora, Rito, or Korok, and each of their skills reflect their elemental associations. Goron does fire damage, Zora does water damage, etc. Link gets items that he can use for puzzles and dungeons, and they double as his skills in combat. The formula of doing a dungeon, then using your new item in the overworld to get to a new dungeon or collectible can remain the same. Yeah, I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like it.
I'd be into it. Evil Janet says, Pokemon in the style of Diablo. I'd settle for a simplified version, so like Gauntlet, I guess. I would actually be a big fan of, we have those Pokemon mystery dungeon games. Those are kind of RPG, action RPG like.
Yeah.
But something that was really leaning into the Diablo cant, I think would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be great. And even Gauntlet would be fine. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Gauntlet would also be. I would have no problems with that. Hosp says, give me a Mario game in the style of the RTS Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth games. Control Bowser and his forces to sweep over the Mushroom Kingdom and then fight back with Mario and friends to take it back. You can make some incredible maps from different Mario worlds. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
I remember there was some expansion for Battle for Middle-earth 2 that made it like one of the longest game titles ever. I need to find it. It was something about the Witch King. But yeah, it was fun stuff. Vamp for a bit, Jeff. I'm looking this up right now. Actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm trying to imagine the resources you're gathering as Bowser as you're like building up your army, and like what are like the high level things you get? Is it gonna be like the clown face flying machine, and you build like 4 of those, and that's what you're like? Okay, now I can actually storm my opponent or whatever, the Mario Kingdom.
I found this title.
Or the tanks from Super Mario 3's World 8. If you can get that, then never mind. I want this RTS. Let's do that.
This is the official name of this game with the expansion, like on the box. The Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth 2, The Rise of the Witch King.
Jesus Christ.
It's just a long one. I love when you have 2 subtitles. That's great.
Yes, absolutely. Just colon after colon.
Next one here is from Running Riot. They seem to be too hung up on Mario's characters and what they can and can't be. So next time, give me Paper Zelda that is closer to the first 2 Paper Marios. You can get weapons or partners in dungeons to solve puzzles with the classic combat and excellent visuals. I think this is right, actually. I think we kind of combine Hosp and Running Riot's ideas here. We have a Paper Zelda. I think that would actually be pretty great. I'd be into that.
Yeah, or like Vision's idea of like, the Goron, Gerudo, Zora, like those could be your partner characters and stuff. So yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly. Could have go. Oh yeah, I said Hosp. I meant Running Riot and Vision. So the ideas. Well, I mean, we could also make it an RTS.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
Clink says the Nintendo spinoff we truly need is a Kingdom Hearts game where Sora and crew go all the different worlds and save the day. Great potential for lots of adventure and everyone's favorite characters. He's in Smash, so this counts. Yeah, there you go, Jeff. You would love that, right?
I would love that.
Yeah, it'd be great.
It would be great.
I'd be into it.
You would be into it.
Well, I want Mickey there also because I need to see Mickey and Mario finally meet each other officially in order to ever feel anything again.
Yeah. It's like I think the meeting would go pretty good, but then I think by the end, like one would like step on the other one's foot, and it would just be like the Bloods and the Crips for 50 years after that.
It makes me think of, I forget if it's like a joke skit or what, like somebody, like some fan asking Harrison Ford, like, if Indiana Jones and Han Solo met each other, what would they say? He's like, hi. Clearly annoyed.
Oh, I love him so much.
Yeah. Jeremy Biff says, Kirby JRPG, Fire Emblem, or a Xenoblade fighting game by Arc System Works. Lastly, tell John Drake to give Koei Tecmo the Star Wars license to make a Star Wars Warriors. I also think Shrek and Mario needs a Warriors games. Also, a new Shrek fighting game, and also a big DC Comics fan. We need a DC superhero Warriors games. Man, I'm surprised how many people want like more Warriors Muso games.
Yeah, a lot of people like those Muso games.
Guess so. The Conqueror with 5 says, I want a Legend of Zelda Souls-like game. Make the combat like Sekiro and add multiple super bosses like Vadi and Zant. That'd be cool. Midna has to be in the game or else it's bad, and it has to be hard enough for Mike to make at least 3 tweets minimum complain about it. I don't complain about games being hard. Come on. Is this because I'm complaining about Fire Emblem? I did do that, but that was bullshit, actually. Man, I wonder if you did that, if you could actually have it start Link, because I wonder if it'll throw people off. They play a Zelda game with Link that plays like a Souls-like.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be some schmuck. Trying to think, like, you could be the mailman.
Be the mailman,
yeah.
that guy who runs around.
Guy that runs around, yeah.
You have to be the happy mask salesman.
Yeah, yes, totally.
The Conqueror Wolf 5 says, oh no, I read that one. Sasquatching says Hyrule Total War, already a mod, he says. Or Chibi Robo Cross Katamari Damacy. Oh, that'd be fun. Fluffy Cloud Gamer says a Mario 2-player platformer where one person starts at the beginning level and the other at the end, with the latter attempting to stop the former from finishing the level. Maybe like a Mario Nidhogg.
Cool.
This, or an Animal Crossing style driven adventure RPG game. I like that first idea a lot. That's kind of neat. Like that could be your Mario Cross Wario game.
Yeah.
It'd be better than that one where Mario had a paint bucket on his head and you played it with the mouse and it was like Lemmings. Super
Although, I kind of just want to play Nidhogg now that someone said Nidhogg. What a good game.
I never played Nidhogg. Is that what Nidhogg is?
Nidhogg is like it's a 2D fighting game where each player has a sword and you're just trying to run to the other end so you could sacrifice yourself to Nidhogg, the giant god worm thing.
Yeah.
And it's like you move a screen over, and if you win the screen, you get to go to the next screen. But if the other player wins the screen, they starts moving back, and so it's this back and forth push. It's incredible. We played some of it at the Bombathon. I played Vinny or Austin. I can't remember who I played. I think it might have been Austin. We played for a very long time. It was a really like a 15-minute match. It was awesome.
Oh, that sounds good. Inufe says, I want a Persona-style JRPG with the cast of WarioWare. I need to know what makes 9-volt tick in a dungeon where you are constantly hiding your video games from your mom. A 9-volt game in general would be pretty cool.
Yep, the whole Volt family deserves their own game.
Yep. I don't know about like who's that big one? Is that like his brother? Is that like his Arnie style like friend from Pete and Pete? Just some older dude hanging out with this kid? I don't know how I feel about that.
This is George from Florida. Mr. Minotti, why do you hate non-traditional families?
Fair. That's a fair point. Let go my ego sticks says, I know this isn't part of the topic. I apologize extremely, but I'm in tears at the moment. They just canceled my pre-order for a Resident Evil 4 collector's editions at GameStop. The worst part of it was a gift for someone else and not even me. I heard like a lot of people are wondering if this collector's edition even exists. I think a lot of these have been canceled. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Resident Evil 4. Okay. Here it is, everybody. News on the podcast. A little bit. I've been hearing from people who work in retail that not even the collector's edition, just straight up Resident Evil 4 disc prints, it's going to be very hard to find for the first couple of weeks. It sounds like There's just not a lot. Like I think if you order it online, there's a chance you get it. MVG shipped, apparently, says Sean. That's the collector's edition, but I'm hearing like even like a lot of shops that are like there's smaller shops apparently, but it's like nope, they're not getting any Resident Evil 4s for PlayStation 5. So I think it's going to be pretty hard to come by a physical copy here in the first couple of days or so.
G-Man Sir says, I want a Mike Minotti spinoff game where he actually finally wins. This reminds me, Jeff, my issue with you.
Oh, no.
Which there are many.
Yes, of course.
But,
I think I know this one.
Yeah, well, we did our console draft, and I finally won. Because as per your rules, the only poll that matters is the podcast producers one. And then you go on Game-less mornings and you have them vote there. You have your Twitter poll, and you win those from some form of cheating, I'm sure.
Yeah, you'll figure out eventually.
Now you're acting like it's a tie.
I'm not acting like any such thing.
You absolutely
just
acted like it's a tie on Game-less mornings.
Okay, and you're acting like, oh, you're going against your rules. And the first time we did this, you're like, do a poll here, do a poll there. I can't believe this. I need to see it everywhere. So I'm just doing the same thing again.
No, yeah, to be clear, you didn't want to do a poll for chat the first time because you didn't think they were worthy of it because they're not all giving us money. 'Cause
Exactly.
You're a
They're subhuman.
disgusting ivory tower, monocle waving
And, like,
piece of human garbage.
And this time I did Twitter before we even knew who won on the Discord thing. It was just like, yeah, we're doing it there as well. And so we just put it out there and I won 54-46. What do you want me to say? 7,500
something was
people are
wrong
like,
there.
that's a better console.
Jeff, who won that draft? Who won our
I mean,
third
as
draft?
far as our game goes, you have the point, I'll say.
Oh my God! Shut up! Yes, but just say Mike or Jeff. Who won that draft game?
You won our game. Yes.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God!
said it. You said who won the draft game.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you this weekend. Happy birthday!
It's my birthday. I'm a 40-year. I'm an
Yeah.
ancient old man. You can't beat me
you're
up
gonna
anymore.
get a nice birthday beating. It's gonna be great.
I'm just saying more people voted for mine than voted for yours. That's
I'll
all.
kill you. DMC depressed me crying. I know the feeling. Says I installed a mod for Devil May Cry 5 that puts Kirby over Dante and Meta Knight over Virgil. Now I want that for real. Take the copy abilities and expand their movesets. Could make a great stylish character action game, especially with the Rogues Gallery Kirby has occurred over the course of the series. Forgotten Land already has a stinger to air combo if you're using the Meta Knight sword. Look, I just want Kirby with Virgil's summon swords. Is that too much to ask? I am a little surprised that Meta Knight never got a game, actually. That could be pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's a
Meta
good
Knight's
character.
playable in a lot of stuff, but yeah, Meta Knight's own game would be pretty cool. Or the whole Star Warriors should have their own game, which is I guess Kirby
Who's
Meta
the
Knight.
Star Warriors?
Listen, you got to
What
listen.
stuff from the anime are you talking about?
You got to
Because your
talk to
kids
Emmy
watch it.
about this. Like Emmy knows way more about the Star Warriors than I
will
do.
ask her about the
Yes.
Star Warriors this weekend.
Yeah, but she did like for sure. Like that's there's a whole crew there.
Cool.
But yeah, I really what I really want to see in a video game from the Kirby universe, and it could be in a Devil May Cry spinoff or whatever, but is Escargoon. Let's get Escargoon in the canon of the video
I
games.
don't.
It's time.
I know your kids like this character, Jeff, and like I want to be respectful of that.
Reminds
I do
me.
not like that character. That character is weird looking and obnoxious. I don't like him. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I think I bought one off of Etsy, and I don't think it's gotten here yet. So I'm like worried, like, oh, I spent a lot of money.
It's with all the Resident Evil 4 Collector's Edition. So
Yeah.
he's in Mass Attack. Is that true?
Escargoon
What's
is?
I need to see this now.
Okay,
I didn't
awesome.
think he was in anything. S.
All right. Well, I will
Alright.
introduce my my kids to that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Mass Attack is kind of a weird one for them.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they'll just be happy to see Escargoon.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. I think it's a picture of him there. How about that? Okay, interesting. I'm shocked.
Cool.
Neat. He did it. He's canon. Next one here is from Ed, who says Super Mario Brothers business. Each character has a type of business, and you unlock skills, equipment, and coins in order to improve the office and grow the hub world. Solo or two-player co-op. Mario and Luigi do plumbing. Peach and Daisy do power washing. Wario and Waluigi do electrical. Yoshi and Toad do decorating. Tom Nook and Isabelle do planning. Basically, house flipper / power wash sim / sim city with the Nintendo gloss and polish. There you go, Jeff. This is like all kinds of those kind of games you like. You're just doing work. You're just
Yeah.
working in a video
Yeah, give me a
game.
blue collar game with all those characters. I like that.
Eco says, maybe Ico says, Sleeping Dogs by Captain Falcon working his bounty hunting gig. Ooh,
Yeah, perfect.
I like that, but make it like that Prey 2 prototype or like with the one they showed that never got released. I'd be into that.
Yeah, perfect.
Gigante says Super
got
Smash. Yeah, like the pirate. I know.
You got this.
Says Super Smash Brothers roster as a tactics Fire Emblem XCOM game. There's a lot of people who say like they want a tactics game. I'm like, man, the tactics series we have, like already, I can't keep up with that. But I guess it would be pretty cool to get some of these. I don't know. Like maybe I'm too normie where I'm like, actually, Fire Emblem is basically all the tactics I ever need for the most part.
I mean, I mean, you're right. There's a lot of them, especially these days with Square Enix releasing a whole bunch back to back. Yeah, I mean, listen, that sounds cool. Super Smash Brothers roster and anything though sounds pretty cool.
JD Camp says a tropical style game with Wario as the island dictator. You know, I was playing that Anno 1800 and really liking it, and it occurred to me, it's weird I never played the Tropico games. I bet if I played Tropico 6 right now, I would have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah,
I might have to try that soon.
yeah. People really. I mean, there's a reason there's 6 of them. So yeah.
Jedi Moss 4 says Pokemon Conquest was close to doing this, but let's just do the Pokemon Cross Fire Emblem crossover strategy game. It basically writes itself. Engage already kind of shows how you could pair Pokemon with Fire Emblem units in turn-based battles. Yeah, that's true. Visualizer says, give me Kirby's Dream Course 2. That's kind of a sequel to a spinoff, but I will allow it because I would like that
Yeah,
game.
I would like that very much, yes.
Ducksaw says, a Dr. Mario 2D platformer in the style of the Plague Knight DLC for Shovel Knight.
Ugh.
It's time for him to stop being a nerd and playing puzzle games and go out there and fight. Yeah, I do. That seems to be the least popular of those DLC campaigns, but I still like the Plague of Shadows.
I love
Was that-
Plague Knight, yeah.
Yeah, it was Plague of Shadows, Spectre of Torment, and then King of Cards. Yeah, so like a lot. One Up versus CPU says they should make a game in which your weapons break, and then you have to go to a store and haggle with the guy to bring the real money repair prices down.
Yes!
Can't get him to bring the prices down at first. You switch to your special visor and scan Oliver's face for signs that they tell you which dialogue tree you should go down to lower prices. Press X to doubt. Also, this game should use an IP they haven't used in a long time, and be in a genre they haven't done in a long time. So it should be a Space Invaders clone with the Steel Diver IP. Well, there you go.
Perfect.
Why not?
Nailed it.
Well, that's it for that topic, everybody. Next week is just going to be questions, so you can submit your questions, anything Nintendo related. We'll be reading those on the air. Did we get any more super chats, Jeff? I think we did.
Yeah, let me check here real quick. Yes, we did. Burrito threw me off there. From JD Camp. Mike, this is bad news for you. So are you prepared? Are you sitting down?
Yes, I am. I'm ready.
Okay. Red Shirt Cologne's first description, I think he meant first ingredient listed, is apple.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I saw this and I thought he was just joking, and I looked it up. But yeah, that's actually the first one. Top notes are apple, lime, rosemary, and lemon. This is upsetting stuff, Jeff.
Lemons you're fine with, right?
Yeah, lemons are fine. I kind of just don't believe it. I don't get that.
Right? You think this is just something that they just say on a bottle?
I mean, I don't think they're lying, but
But you don't believe them.
We've established that I can smell apple pretty strongly, and I didn't really get that note from it. I'm shocked. I didn't realize they were still making this cologne. Again, I've had this bottle for a while now. God, it has a Walmart page listing.
Well,
oh, it's out of stock there at least.
Yeah,
the
a lot of things
have
have a lot of things. So that's like third-party sellers a lot of times. So like Walmart's basically eBay. All right. Ali Miracle says Mike Soken does the music for Mario 3-on-3. Wild.
Yeah, Soken, that's the guy who does the Final Fantasy 14 music.
I could have guessed that actually. Just the fact that someone felt they could just mention that to you and you would know. I'm like, oh, that must be the Final Fantasy 14 person.
Right. So he's incredible. And this was like one of his first projects, which is really funny because he's like the best in the world now. And he started on the Mario basketball game.
That is pretty funny. Let's see here. Burrito back again. Non-game question for George from Florida. How did you get your informal music training, and what's your favorite music genre? Cheers.
For George from Florida? I'll have to go and find him. I'll have to go. You think he's over there, actually. Let me ask him about this. Hi, this is George from Florida.
Oh, wow.
I am so hot in the musical arts. I just picked it up and twiddled with it, and like I do.
Yeah, you're a big twiddler.
Music genre is dubstep.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, George.
Thanks for putting Mike back on. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm here again. He's he's kind of shy.
Yeah, no problem. How long is he staying with you? Are things good in his life? Is he kind of sounds like things really falling apart that he had to move in with you?
We had to flee Florida.
Okay,
right. Kind of rough down there now.
Yeah,
but they went for Disney. They also went for George.
Yeah, right. Yes. I mean, as goes George, so goes Disney. That's what they say.
Exactly.
From B. Traven, shout out to Ma Turbo Sean on a grueling but victorious slog against the evil Vati in Minish Cap today.
I didn't. Yeah, I'm behind on that. Sean was telling me because I was telling. I don't want to say Sean is the most nitpicky of the bunch in the Game Mess game club, but
you don't have to say it. The comments do.
He is the one with the most complaints. So I was just joking him like, oh no, are you gonna come at Minish Cap? He's like, oh, I want to see you defend the end of that game. So I don't know what he's talking about because I don't remember the end of that game being torturous in any way. So we'll see when I play it again. But I'm excited. I don't know. I tuned into a stream yesterday right when he was fighting maybe my favorite boss in the whole all of Zelda, and I was just like, oh yeah, I love Spartan. He was just like, ugh. So I think we're fighting.
Yeah, he's, you know, he gets, he's like tightening his bow tie, like, I'm Turbo Shot. He's playing League Between Worlds for the first time ever, and I'm just flabbergasted. But I guess, you know what? Mostly I'm just glad he's playing it if it's his first time ever. So enjoy that. I think we are all caught up on super chats. So Mike, back to you.
You know, Jeff, I like wanted to give up Fire Emblem Engage. I was this close, and basically, I felt pressured to not. People, it seemed like whenever I brought it up on here that I wasn't, people seemed disappointed.
Yeah,
So I was like, all right, well, I'll give it at least another go, and I am kind of getting back in the groove. I'm just completing missions relatively easily now, but just focusing on the story ones. I think I'm relatively far enough in it that the end is in sight. I'm like at the 30-hour mark.
What chapter
I think
are you
I can
on?
get. I'm on chapter 17 or 16. I think there's 22 or something like that. So I don't think I think I can do it. I don't think
Okay,
there's time.
that's not bad. All right, I thought there was like 30 something.
If there's 30 something, then maybe I will quit. I don't know. I gotta check that now. I'm gonna look, but yeah, you know, I am still having fun, but it is just not. I'm not as there's more than 22. Okay, I'm gonna look how many there are now because if I'm like halfway through, I don't know if I can do it.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean, the tactics are still really good. That stuff still feels great. It is weird too how even though like the Sam Neill stuff isn't nearly as much as the monastery or whatever, it somehow feels more annoying to do. Maybe it's because it's always the same thing you do each time. It's like your list of chores, and it takes like 20 to 30 minutes to go through it all. I don't even do the fishing. Fuck that. Or there's like some mini game I unlocked where I can like fly on a dragon or something and like shoot things. Like, no, I got no time for that. No, thank you. But like I do have to do that stupid push-ups mini game each time because that's +2 strength in the next battle.
Yeah.
You always gotta cook the food because that's the thing. You always gotta make your do like the mock battles because you get XP for that. And I'm going around. I have to pet the stupid dog thing so that I get my bondage points from him each time. You know, I'm not really trying to sound down on it. I am still enjoying the game, but like the stuff that was easier to gloss over at first, like the stupid story,
It piles up. Yeah. It's I'm kind of. I'm kind of thankful that you went through that losing the ring things first because you really set my expectations super low, so it was a lot easier for me to deal with. Where I'm like, okay, I kind of know what to do here, and I was like, I know this is going to be frustrating, so I was like happy just to like go look up, hey, what's a good way to make sure this is as painless as possible? And it's like, well, but you know, really turn into bond rings, make sure everyone has a bond ring, and that really helped a ton. And so yeah, I'm still sticking with it and still having a really good time with it, but every time I get to a new level on Classic Hard, and it's like, oh, this one is actually really tricky. Am I going to be spending an hour just like basically figuring out what I need to do here to make this one work, and then I have to start it over and play through it for real because then now I know the strategy and know how to get through it. And it's like that's a lot of wasted time, or it feels like a lot of wasted time. So I'm trying to. I did buy the DLC. I got the 3 houses bracelet, which is actually super cool. So I'm like, well, if I bought this, I'm definitely gonna stick with it. But again, I bought it because I'm really enjoying the game. So
is that's just kind of like a power boost? Like, do you even have to like do a fight to unlock that, or does it just give you that
bracelet you just get? And then there's a bunch of characters you can get by doing like the DLC missions. Apparently, like people say Tiki is, and that's the first DLC mission. That's actually the one I'm on. That's been tricky. They say she's OP. I'm like, well, that sounds good. Give me that right now. But
yeah. I think that's the only way you can get, because I really like Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening. I think they like force him to be paired with Chrom for some reason, as if Robin can stand on their own. But sure, I still want Robin. That's kind of neat. I mean, I do have enough rings again now, at least. Like, they're all new rings, and I bet I'll start like getting the old ones back. So like, I feel strong again, I guess. It was a weird thing to take all of those away, but whatever. I played through Kirby's Dream Land 2 for funsies, since that's on NSO, and it just takes a couple, few hours or so to beat that.
I'm not really played that game in a very long time, so yeah. How does it hold up?
It does hold up well. It's weird because it's so early, and it's like the third Kirby game ever, at least mainline, because Kirby's Adventure was the second one, and that was the first one you have the copy abilities. So this is the first Game Boy one with the copy abilities. It feels like there aren't as many of them. They're even as an adventure.
It was just
you don't even
one
have
thing in
sword.
that game because it's like you got the copy abilities and you could ride the animals, and that was the
Right.
cover thing. So it's like we got something new in this one. It's the animals. So like they didn't like lean into the copy ability. Like it had to establish itself as the Kirby thing even at this point.
Right. And each animal like plays with the copy abilities differently, right? So getting Cutter with the owl, it becomes like the spreader shot from Contra. And if you're like the hamster, he kind of throws Kirby like a giant boomerang. So like that's neat. And I do like the animal buddies a lot. Except when you get the fish and you're not swimming and you're like, well, why do I have this fish? But that's fun. Actually, some pretty good boss fights in this one. I thought the Mr. Sun, Mr. Moon fight was maybe the best I've seen in the series. Even the DDD fight was a lot of fun at the end. So yeah, it was a really just entertaining playthrough. Still, it's Kirby. It's relatively breezy, but there's still some nice kind of decently challenging moments. Or it's just kind of fun to see, how I'm going to get through a place with this ability, or if I can optimize it here and there. Yeah, still a good time. I like Kirby games. It's good stuff. Before I go on, Jeff, is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm still mostly playing Engage. I dipped in some N64 games on there a little bit. A lot of Mike Tyson's Punch Out again. But then I was playing that Chia game. That's the one I was playing a lot today and yesterday. So it didn't leave me a lot of time to play a lot of stuff on the Switch. I did get pretty excited because I remembered out of nowhere, because I completely forgot, left my brain. Advanced Wars 1+2 is out like next month in like a couple of weeks now.
That's messed up.
So I'm like, let's go. I'm like, okay, actually, it's a big motivating factor to be like, okay, I need to get Fire Emblem Engage off my plate. Especially now that we have this slight break after Resident Evil 4 comes out. It's like I have a little bit of a break. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping I can get that done and then be ready for Advanced Wars and ready to get into that. But other than that, it's like, no, just kind of trying to stick with Engage.
Man, of course, one of the DLC characters is Camilla in Fire Emblem. I wonder why that character is so popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll find out. Look at that. It's kind of neat. Like, I do kind of want some of these characters, but these DLC characters, I also don't want to play like 7 other chapters on top of it. Like each chapter is like an hour. It's a lot of added game. That's kind of neat. Gosh, yeah, man, that is nuts. I do kind of want to be done with Fire Emblem before, Advanced Wars comes out for sure. And even then, I wonder if I'll like be good immediately jumping into Advanced Wars. I know you will be. You love it so much. I wonder if I'll have any tactics burnout. I bet I'll be fine.
I'm so ready for it. And this U.S. Japan game is might be almost over. Oh, that's a double play. Okay, well, there's that.
What's the score?
It's 2-3.
Oh.
The top of the 9th. Japan is winning.
Okay.
And the U.S. has 2 outs. So that's rough. So it looks, and Otani is on the plate. So it's not like they're facing some scrub. That's like one of the best pitchers in the world. So good luck. But Mike Trout is batting. So here we go.
Okay, let's see. Solo homer.
Yep. Here we
Maybe solo. I don't. Yeah.
Tie it up. That's all I've been playing. Man, that's right. Jedi Survivor. It's a week after Advanced Wars. Yeah. So we got this. This is the one gap for sure that we have this year, and I'm going to try to take advantage of it.
Well, are you gonna feel kind of pressure to then beat Advanced Wars before Tears of the Kingdom comes out?
No,
that's gonna be like the next big thing.
Because that's like 2 games in one. I'm just gonna be happy to like spend some time in Advanced Wars. Sure. I might with Advanced Wars see if I can get like a crew together, do some multiplayer, because I haven't done a ton of that in Advanced Wars. One of my favorite memories is taking my Game Boy Advance into Subway that I worked at and doing like a pass and play. Where you just like, I take my turn and hand it off the other guy, and then I would go work the line, and then he would go play his turn. Then
that's fun.
It's like that's the one time I played a multiplayer, and it was a ton of fun. But it's like I think I'm gonna do that with this game, and then if this game comes and goes, maybe I'll go play one of those websites that just has Advanced Wars. It's just like a play-by-mail sort of thing. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not going to force myself to be like, okay, I have to be Fire Emblem Engage, and then I have to be at Advanced Wars. I got Resident Evil 4. I'm definitely going to be playing. There's a lot of stuff. Yes. So I just want to like enjoy some Advanced Wars time, and that'll be good.
I mean, I know it's not, Nintendo, but man, I'm so excited to play that Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm just absolutely stoked.
Yep. 1 code per site. Man, Capcom's being pretty strict on that. So whatever. I'll get it when I get it. Oh man, 2 outs, 2 strikes.
Baby. So I also was doing some more GameCubing. I beat Citizen Hit and Run, which I talked about before, and that is a very good game. I was having a lot of fun with that. But then after that, I started up Hulk Ultimate Destruction, which is one people always talk about how good it is. It's really fun. It turns out it maybe plays better than any other open world game from that era. Like it basically feels like you could take those same mechanics and just do a game today with that. And I know like you had those prototype games in the 360 era and it was similar. I just couldn't get into I just never gave those a shot because they were like the epitome of 360 era-ness vibe, which is a really aggressive and sometimes dire vibe that I'm like, oh god, I don't know
do
about
not
it.
enjoy even thinking about Prototype. I enjoyed playing it though. They're fun games to play, but just nothing about what it was doing with character or environment or art or music just ever like touched me in any way that oh man, the Japan just fucking crushed it. That's really good stuff. Yeah, but that Hulk game is colorful and fun and just such a good superhero game.
It really is. It just feels incredible to jump around. Like each time you do that mechanic where you jump on a building, you kind of like latch onto it and grind down it a bit as you're grabbing on, then you can start running on it. It feels great every time. Like all the goofy little side missions. It's just very gamey. Like, grab a bunch of cars and put them on top of the highest building. See how many you can do in like 2 minutes. That's great. It's so manages to be a game ass video game. I think it.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand what's happening, but I think I'm actually in a VR world pretending to be the Hulk. So
that sounds right. Yeah.
And that's how you get around the whole like, well, he's running around civilians and whatnot. Who cares? It's just
the general from the Hulk series like has you in the VR or something like that. Yeah.
No, your friend has you in the VR.
Okay.
He's got a green hair and a ponytail. I don't know who he is,
okay,
but yeah, he's there. But yeah, it's really fun. It's like kind of shocking. We only ever got one of these, but that's the way it goes, I suppose. I know that Rumbleverse even sort of had some like similar like building running mechanics and whatnot, and that felt great. Yeah, they should just absolutely let somebody make a new Hulk game and use this. Like, you know how we had the new Spider-Man game. It isn't exactly like Spider-Man 2 from the day, but kind of like what that would look like today.
Yeah, but I mean, like
boy, I would
the
love
jump
that
would
take
be
on
very similar. You could, and it would be easy in terms of. I mean, Spider-Man, the Insomniac Spider-Man game really is just like that swinging in a better city with slightly better open world stuff to do. Like it's not even that much better. So it's like, yeah, like if that worked that well, I think that Hulk Ultimate Destruction follow-up successor these days could be incredible. But and especially since IPs are a big thing again, it's like, yeah, just go back to the Hulk instead of trying to do Prototype your own thing. Like it's
we're trying,
not
imagine we just got that Hulk game instead of like making him one of many characters in an Avengers Destiny like we got there.
Yep.
So, well. But yeah, I think that actually does it, Jeff. I think we have come to the end here. Are there any more? I don't think we got any more super chats. Yeah, I think we're actually
I'll do one.
Good.
Yes, I think we're good there. We're all caught up. But thanks to 300 people watching. This is a fun time.
Yeah, look at that. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. We had a lot of fun hanging out with you all. We will be back on Thursday with Game Masters. What games are we doing this Thursday? Do we even know?
Yeah. No. I need to decide.
We'll figure that out after we get off here. We'll
I had some thoughts, but they've completely left my head. So we'll figure it out. Look out in the Discord if you are a podcast producer. There'll probably be something for you guys to help with on that. But look out for that on Thursday. It'll be a fun time. I promise that.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm excited. Are you playing music getting us out of here? Because I can't hear anything.
Yeah, of course I am. What are you talking about?
There it is. All right. Thank you so much.
Wait, they can't hear it. No, now we're good.
Yeah, everybody's still like acting like I don't know that I said bondage points. I know what I said. What are they called?
He did not stutter.
Bondage.
Are they like bond tokens or something? I don't even know.
With the word bond in it, I don't know. Whatever. God. Anything else you want to plug there, Jeff?
I don't know. Twitch.tv/Jeff Grubb. I'm going to be playing some more Minish Cap here in the next day or two. So
do it.
Look out for that because I need to catch up on that. I'm gonna like really play through that game, and then yeah, I'm sure I'll probably do a fun night with everyone on one of these upcoming Fridays. Although I'm gonna be traveling here pretty soon, got a lot of stuff going on, so yeah, I'll try to make some fun stuff happen on Giant Bomb as well. Game Mess Mornings, Mike, can you come on Game Mess Mornings tomorrow?
That's why I like to ask. Sure, Jeff. Sure.
Thanks,
yeah.
man. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Come on, go cruising. Come on, go cruising. Let's go
It just goes with the song.
Kind of works, yeah.
Two words. Mondo.